Morning to everyone.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining. Christian, when we should begin? In a
Uh,
minute?
yes, sir, we should wait 2-3 minutes, hardly more.
ठीक है. Okay. Hi, good morning, Rohan. Good morning. ठीक है. Sure.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning. Christian,
Yes, sir, we
time to
can
begin,
start
right?
now. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, sure. So, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining on this Saturday for our webinar today, friends. Uh, it's a very exciting topic that we brought today, which is how CFP professionals build high-income careers in wealth management. Okay, so friends, I'm Rishi Narang, academic head at International College of Financial Planning. Friends, it's a privilege for me to welcome Colonel Sanjeev Govila, CFP, founder and CEO of Hum 40 Initiatives, which is actually he's an accomplished financial planning leader, and he is at the helm of this firm, which truly believes in values, ethics to do, client first. Okay. And Colonel Govila is a distinguished Indian Army veteran and one of India's most respected voices in personal financial planning for everyone, including the armed forces families. Friends, Sir is an alum of IIT Kanpur with over 26 years of service in the Indian Army. Uh, After that, Sir chose to pursue financial planning as a career and went on to build Hum40 Initiatives, which is now a nationally respected organization dedicated exclusively for the financial well-being of the Fauji families. Friends, Sir was recently honored as the practicing CFP Professional of the Year for 2024-25. Uh, Friends, today's webinar is going to be conducted in two stages. First, Govila Saab will share his insights on wealth management careers and the CFP profession. After that, I'll take over in terms of, we'll take up some questions from our participants today. And post that, I will brief you on the CFP certification pathway and also share, okay, an exciting webinar offer that we've curated specially for today's participants. So let us begin. And over to you, Govila sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rishi. Can you hear me all?
Perfectly, sir.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Chalo, great. So, thank you very much. And I also happen to be, ICFP alumni. Recently, our AVP, another army officer, Lieutenant Colonel
Rahul Pawar.
Rahul Pawar,
Wow.
he also just now completed ICFP entire course. He did his CFP certification, cleared everything, just waiting for his certificate to come. So it's always a pleasure to be speaking to, my alma mater, which actually allowed me to get into this noble profession. I call it noble profession. As we go by, I'll try and explain why do I call it a noble profession. So, since we have started slightly late, I'll share my presentation, and then during the course of that, I'll also start talking about my own journey. How did it come about, and why have I said so many things that I have just now said? Okay, just confirm to me you can see the slide, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. So the
Yes,
topic
the
given
slide
to
is.
me is, yeah. Hello, sorry. Okay. So the topic given to me is CFP professionals building a high income career in wealth management. See, I'm not bidding for ICFP. I'm not bidding for anybody to become CFP professionals because they will have a high income career in wealth management. There are many nuances to it. How can it come true? How it may all fall apart. So just keep following what I'm going to say. And whatever I say is something that I've learned over the past 16 years that I've been in this career. But the true foundations came for this from 27 years of my Indian Army life. I'll try and weave in all this together when I speak. So this is my company, Hum Fauji Initiative. This is our logo and all that. Right. So firstly, let me talk about the money part, which, part of the topic that has been given to me. How many of you would like to earn 1 crore a year someday? Actually, a very stupid question to ask, no? I don't visualize anybody saying no to it. But, there are nuances, like I said. What are the nuances like? Income. What is income? It is a result, actually. It's not a goal. If you keep it as a goal, probably the result will keep eluding you. And chasing money without building values. And values is what CFP tells you to follow all the time. And value is what is the strongest foundation of CFP. Don't forget this ever if you are going the path of CFP, right? Second one is value drives income. Once you're seen as somebody who's trustworthy, somebody who's got ethics and values, income will come by itself. More value you deliver to clients, the more you earn, and you don't have to really work towards that earning part. It'll come by itself. I don't think any of my 47 financial planners who are there in my company talking to clients all the time, they even know how much are we earning or how much is each, financial product that we give is earning to us. To tell you very frankly, I also don't know. At the end of the month, when I get my balance sheet, when I get my cash flows, then I come to know how much have we earned, because we've never concentrated on the earning part. It'll come by itself. And the third thing is competence builds trust. There are more than 2 lakh financial planners all across the country, 2.13 to be, as far as I know, to be precise. Why isn't everybody successful? This is the reason. Values, competence. Once a client sees that you are competent, then you don't have to work anymore on that client. That client will come to you, right? So the key message is financial success is built by you. built by how you worked, how you've got your values in, and it is not something that you can chase and achieve. Please remember this. Why does this profession exist at all? The four blocks that you see in front of you, each one of you can relate to it. Young
Sir,
professionals. Sorry,
so just to come in between, your slide is still on the first slide. If you can just move
it's
it.
not gone ahead.
No, no, not so.
Okay.
I think we have to go to slide third where you said there are blocks that you want to show us.
Can you see the first one?
Yes, the CFP professionals building a high income career.
Yeah.
We can just see the intro slide.
This is the second slide.
No. Christian, can you see it?
No, sir.
Sir, it's not moving ahead.
It's not moved ahead. So I have second slide. I spoke everything. It didn't go ahead, right?
Right.
Oh. Can you see the second
Yes,
slide
yes,
now?
yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Now
sir.
we
Now
can
it's
see it.
working.
Okay. I'll once again try to give, just once. I'll once again try to do it in the presentation mode. Can you see the second slide?
Uh,
No?
no, it is
Yes,
visible
sir.
to us
Second
right now.
slide is visible.
Visible.
Second slide is question about success. How
Uh,
many of you would like to
yes,
earn
sir.
1 crore?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Can you see the other bullets that I've brought in?
Yeah, income is the result. Value drives income. Yes, it's there,
Haha.
sir.
So now it seems to be working, right?
Yes, sir.
And can you see this? Why does this profession exist?
You have to click on the next slide, sir. Then it will come.
I've been clicking on the next slide. Okay. Can you see this now?
No, sir.
Oh, a question about success is the heading of this slide. And I'm going
Yes,
on.
sir.
Can you see this now? Why does this profession exist? No?
Yes.
Now,
We
now
can
it's
see.
you can see, sir.
Now we can see, sir.
Okay. So you can see why does this profession exist?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So now you can see the four blocks that are there. These four blocks generally represent the way, our clients are likely to be. And you can read what are their issues because of which a proper planning is required and why do they require the professionals, right? Now, financial products are everywhere. But please remember, financial wisdom is scarce. That is where you fit in. And the key message from that is financial planners help people make better life decisions, not financial decisions, life decisions. That is the key part of the whole thing, that you are actually going to be the life decision coach for your clients. If you understand this and if you work towards this, then you don't have to see whether you're going on the right path or not. Please remember, India is creating an extraordinary opportunity. Can you see this slide? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
okay. Okay, then it is fine. Now I'm on right track, it seems. So India is creating an extraordinary opportunity. And why is the demand for financial advice growing? What is the reason that India is advancing? All sorts of financial planners are there, all sorts of financial advice online, offline, and everywhere else. I'm just waiting for the day when financial advice might be available even in glitzy mall. So it is growing because demand for financial advice is growing. Why is it growing like this? It is growing because incomes are rising and consequently wealth is rising. People have more disposable income, people have more assets, more than ever. When we were young, we used to talk about lakpatis. Now everybody is a crorepati. I don't know what will be the next step, what would we talk about, but that is how incomes are growing. Financialization of savings. The banks, they represented to the finance minister, this mutual fund thing is taking away our business. Real estate is worried mutual funds and other financial assets are taking away our business. So what is happening? Financialization of savings is happening. Earlier it was into physical products, gold, real estate, things like that. Then it was banks, but now people are looking at getting a true value for their money, and that is where you all come in. Longer life expectancy. Again, when we were young, people living beyond 60 years used to seem to be too old, and there were hardly any people who were living beyond 70. Now it is very, very common to see people living up to 80, 90, 100. 100 may not be so common right now, but by the time, the say about 20, 30 years later, 100 might also become what 80 has become today. So longer life expectancy means people need more money. You can get a loan for everything, but you can't get any loan for your retirement living. So more money needs to be saved. And huge amount of investment choices. You see yourself things nobody had heard of, nobody had actually even thought of. They have all come into the market. SIFs, the real kid in town right now, InvETs, PMSs, AIFs of three categories, uh, so many other REITs, so many things are there. People are getting confused. They need credible advice from real people. So, key messages: demand for good financial planners is increasing more than the supply. In our case, of course, the reasons are many, but we say no at least to 2 people per week who don't seem to be fitting into our idea of ideal clients. So time is coming when we are choosing clients the way clients are choosing us. That is because supply of good financial advisors for good financial advisory companies is less than the supply. What wealth management really means now. Remember, it is more than just investments. Wealth management is not just a product, giving a product. Giving a product is the easiest. Online, so many platforms, click, you get the product. But actual wealth management is really, really a discipline which touches each and every dimension of a client's financial life, the whole gamut. And the clients will even start talking to you about their family problems, about their psychological problems. Sometimes you wonder, what are you to a client? But the client, once he gets trust in you, then confides in almost everything of his life with you, which you yourself might not ever think of confiding in others. Right? Now, what are the various products that are available? You must have all heard about them. If you are on the way to doing this course at CFP and ICFP and maybe CFP, all these are common knowledge: investments, insurance, retirement planning, tax planning, estate planning, cash flow management, extremely important. And more importantly, you're sort of a behavior coach. You're sort of a, psychologist also, psychologist, physiologist. You are so many things to a client. So the key message here is wealth management is about managing lives through the route of money, but it nevertheless remains managing lives. Again, don't forget this. Now, let's talk about high income careers. Remember my first slide? Do you want to be a second slide? Do you want to be a crorepati, crore a year? What is the real truth about high income careers? Myth versus reality. What is the myth? Many believe that if you are a CFP certification, then it is a direct ticket to a high income. Is it so? It is not at all. You don't get a certificate and then, you start earning. It doesn't happen like this. What is the reality? Reality is that high income is the final outcome of a deliberate change of value creation that you built in your life over time. And that value creation that you built in your life through various certifications, through your own beliefs, through your own hard work, is what really leads to a high income. This is how it proceeds, right? CFP certification, as you can see here, is just the starting point. It shows you a direction. It tells you where to go and how to go. Will you really go in that direction or not? Depends on whether you follow the other 4 steps or not. Do you build up your skills after that? I did my CFP in 2011. I put in at least 1.5, try to put in 2 hours every day of reading professional things, apart from, what my other hobbies are. At least 1.5 to 2 hours. And that is when, it's been 16 years now. You should be prepared to do that. Uh, people will be entrusting their lifetime savings to you. It is a huge trust responsibility to have. Remember that. Trust, again, consistency is very important. You have to create a value for your people, and ultimately, everything will depend on what is the kind of relationships have you been able to build with people. So, CFP is not high income. It does not guarantee financial success if you are not ready to go through the entire gamut of things. The CFP certification opens the door. It does open the door, there is no doubt to it. But your further performance as to have you really imbibed the principles of CFP, what CFP nudges you towards is what matters. So, what is the career pathway in wealth management? I have deliberately written this word, a profession with no income ceiling. So, my second slide of 1 crore a year is not a ceiling. It's just to entice you into going through the rest of the presentation, right? Okay. So you start with a trainee planner, learn the fundamentals, client service, behavioral finance. What is the client meaning, though he or she may not be saying it. Then slowly over a period of time, experience, uh, hard work, learnings, they lead to you becoming a senior planner, a very well sought after entity in the financial planning industry. So that comes after you built your expertise, you actually managed, handled clients and their portfolios, and most important thing, learned the art of deepening relationships. And then wealth manager, that is the next one. Wealth manager is less about products actually. It is, though here, I've written high net worth clients, etc. But it is comprehensive wealth strategies, which may so many times not require actual wealth management, but people management. Right? And then if you are up to it, if you are ready to restart right from the beginning again, entrepreneur. That is where you break open the wealth ceiling, provided you are ready to again start from zero, but that is money wise, but build up whatever your skills, wealth management and people management and relationship skills you built up over a period of time. So growth depends on learning, capabilities that you build up over a period of time, and the trust that you are able to imbibe and you are able to generate in the clients that you manage. What are the employers actually looking for? Let's say I, as an employer of those 47 financial planners, large number of them of whom are CFPs, what do I look for? I look for these. And I would start from integrity and ethics. When we select somebody, firstly, we look for attitude. If the attitude is right, rest of the things can be learned. Ethics, if you have an aptitude for ethics, so many things will fall in place. Communications, then comes other things like communication skills, curiosity and learning mindset, so that you are forever going forward and not, you don't become, a relic of the past. You don't become a statue who's no more learning anymore. Professionalism. Professionalism is a very, very wide term. Uh, in short, it is showing up with excellence, as I've written there. And of course, the reliability and client orientation comes in. So the skills may get you hired. The character determines how far you go. There's so many people that I have seen over the past, 16 years, they fall by the wayside. Very good people who come to us, hardworking, everything, but somewhere they fall by the wayside. Why? Integrity, ethics, and maybe communication skills. No, never able to develop. Now, 5 traits of successful CFP professionals. What fits into these blocks? Trustworthiness. These are not money. I mean, I have not written money management skill there. Not at all. Trustworthiness. How trustworthy are you seen by the client whose lifetime money are you managing? Curiosity. Relentless desire to understand clients deeply, products, etc., those smaller things of life, them deeply, and staying ahead of a changing world. I'll tell you something. When I meet very young people, they say, the pace of change of world is must never have been faster than what it is today. Let me tell you, the world was always changing. The world was changing when I was 10 years old, when I was 20 years old, 30 years old. It has always been changing. When you are in the time at that point of time, you feel world has never grown or changed faster. Please remember, world will always keep changing. So the only tool you have to stay relevant is to change with it through your learning, through your hard work, through your sense of curiosity. Discipline. You might say, I'm a Fauji, so I talk about discipline. No, it is not so. If you are not disciplined in your professional life, in your personal life, somewhere things will become difficult. The best of the professionals that I've seen in my life, whether it was in the army when I was there or outside the army now in the corporate world, the best of the professionals are disciplined in their life. Reaching somewhere 5 minutes earlier itself brings in so much of change and changes your mindset. Staying disciplined, okay, I have to put in 1.5, 2 hours of study every day. Stick to it. You will see how it will change your life. You will see how a much better professional you will become compared to somebody else when you both started from the same platform together at the same level. Empathy, again, like I said, it is client relationships. And empathy is a very, very powerful emotion. It is a very powerful characteristic to have in your kitty. And communication. Whatever you know, whatever you have learned, can you communicate it well? It is like an exam, every day, every time is an exam. You might be the best prepared candidate in an exam, but if you can't put it down on paper, as good as nothing. It is like this. You have to keep practicing. You have to keep practicing how to talk to a particular type of client, how to respond to the emotions, how to respond to the things that the client means but is never saying. So, people, that is clients, buy confidence before they buy your advice. Remember that. Now I'll come to, some people might be thinking, okay, where is the army here? Right. So the army is here. Lessons from the Indian Armed Forces. What are the lessons that I brought to my profession, the current profession, from the Indian Army? You all know, you might have heard, you might have felt that it is one of the most demanding. Indian Army is one of the world's most demanding leadership schools. I'm just reading out this line that I've written very thoughtfully. The principles that forge great officers. Just replace officers with a financial planner. Forged under pressure. When the markets are down, when you have to do a lot of study, when you have to pass through your tough CFP exams, when the clients are shouting, why is my portfolio not performing? When somebody says that, I told you so that I will require these amount of money, where is my gold? Why have you not taken care of it? Those kind of things. In conditions of uncertainty, as a financial planner, every day is a new day and every day is an uncertain day with lives at stake. In the Indian Army, it is whose lives are at stake? Your people whom you command are their lives are at stake. Your own life is at stake, and the whole nation is at the stake. In financial planning, the financial lives and consequently their own personal lives of the clients is at stake. Remember that. They translate with remarkable precision into the world of financial planning, as I've explained to you. Trust is earned daily. Please read what I've written. In wealth management, clients trust you with their life saving. One widow whose husband was martyred in J&K, Jammu and Kashmir, she said, after we had been managing her financial life for about 7 years, she said, two small children, two daughters, she said, we would have perished had we not come to you. What else do you want to hear? What are the other, what can be bigger than this of your own prowess, how you help people? Discipline beats talent. I've said it already. The most disciplined professional will consistently outperform over a long career. I've seen so many cases, brilliant people, like I said earlier, falling by the wayside because discipline of life was not there, of profession was not there. Today, I have people who are disciplined as the top performers in my company, holding the highest positions in my company. Preparation matters. Like I've said, you have to keep preparing. It is an exam which never finishes. It is an exam which always continues. Leadership is service. Somewhere after some time, uh, you will get over this money earning thing. You'll get over it. How much money are you earning? It will stop bothering. It will stop mattering much to you. What will matter is, like I gave you the example of that widow. When such people tell you things, how you transformed their lives, how you saved them, that is where you remember, where does CFP come in? Where does your decision of being a financial advisor get validated? Right? Every day is learning, and every day, if you're doing it right, you're getting these kudos, you are getting these validations from people, and you sleep a very peaceful person at night. Reputation is everything. Don't have to say more about it. Each one of you knows what is reputation like. And I hope each one of you knows how reputations get built over years and decades and get destroyed in a few moments. The principles that build great armed forces officers also build great financial advisors. Now I come to a touchy topic. What is AI doing? You all know it's transforming the world. Financial planning is no exception at all. That is why I've written this line. The question, more important question, is whether AI will change the profession. It has changed. Definitely it has changed. We've been using AI in our company since about May 2023, much earlier than anybody ever thought of, what can AI do? Has it replaced people? No, not at all. Has it made our task better, easier? Yes, definitely. So just see what AI can never replace. AI can bring in information, data, analysis, answer speed, everything it can get. But like I said earlier, people, all these things are very, very, transactional. What I've written on the side of the AI. What AI cannot replace is judgment, context, empathy. Extremely important. The feeling of trust. You can trust this particular person. Can anybody ever say about a machine, about a processing that could be taking place in Siberia or in US or in Singapore or maybe somewhere in Tamil Nadu? No. And relationships, obviously, people will be people. Ultimately, the one that you see, the things that you see on the right side is finally what matters. Even before this slide, I had been saying that only. Just read through this. I've written a lot of text that is bad slide making, but I thought that this is so important that I should not miss out even a single word. What AI cannot replicate is human dimension that will stay forever. The CFP who learns AI will replace the CFP who ignores AI. Embrace the tools, deepen the human skills. That combination is irreplaceable. You're great at AI and a great financial planner. Nobody can beat you in this profession. Coming to what nobody tells you about wealth management. The complete picture I've written. I hope it is complete. There is every profession has a public face and a private reality. I'll try and put it forward to you so that when you get into this profession, when you get into it in this get into this profession through the best possible route, that is CFP, you know what will you get and you know what you will not get, right? So you deserve to know more, both the sides, the extraordinary rewards. And I made this slide. I'm saying this word with all sincerity. Extraordinary rewards. Rewards may not always be physical rewards, more money, better house, you buying one of those luxury cars. No, it may or may not be. And like I said, after some time, it stops mattering, those physical rewards. The good part of this career, meaningful work. If I'm not promoting my company, I have no reason to, but just go over, see our Google ratings and what people are saying there. You will find people saying, I can rely on this company with closed eyes. Ever since I've been with them, I felt relaxed about my family's future. Things like that. When just imagine some years down the line, people are saying those things to you. Can any amount of money or any kind of goodies replace those genuine feelings of people? No, it can't. Of course, strong income potential, if you play it right, lifelong learning. Learning itself is a reward, right? As you go ahead, you'll learn, you'll realize that learning is also a reward. And definitely you have the potential, you have the opportunity. You want to be your own boss. Entrepreneurship opportunities in this particular field are easier than, I think, most other fields. I won't say any other field, but most other fields. And now, what is the difficult part? Trust takes years to build. No doubt about it. You cannot rush it. Markets are unpredictable. In fact, I could have put it on the other side also, the good side also, because markets are unpredictable. So demand for financial advisors is never ending. Clients are emotional. If you can read books on psychology, you'll be a better financial planner. And learning never stops. It should never stop. If you have to remain a great financial planner forever. So read the key message that I've written at the bottom. This is a marathon profession, not a sprint profession. My last slide to you: build a career, not just a salary. What are the questions that matter the most? Ask these questions to yourself. Are you here just to survive? Are you here just to lead a life? Or are you here to lead a life which is meaningful? Can people trust me? I've written not just professionally, but personally. Actually, it is. Can people trust you personally? Then only they will trust you professionally. Sorry, somebody's got the mic on. The Vineet, can you please mute? Yeah, thank you. Can people trust? Right. Second, can I solve problems? Are you the kind of person who likes to solve problems for people? Fundamentally, planning. Why only financial planning? Any planning is actually problem solving. Are you okay at that? Hope you don't get unnerved at solving people's problems. Can you keep learning? Can you build your own knowledge through learning? And learning comes through so many things. Even when you travel, learning comes. Building competence, and most important, building character. Many of you might think that I'm talking about lot of things like character, values, trust. Let me tell you, it is not just because I want to sound some high flying kind of a person. Now that I've been here for such a long time, I just want to say big things and impress you. But let us say 5, 7, 10 years down the line, if you come into this profession, you will realize that whatever things I'm saying actually matter far more than what you might have thought of when you just started. So, friends, this is all I have to say. The income will follow. Build the right profession. Take the right decision. CFP is a starting point which gives you a solid foundation. But please remember, don't just aim to pass the papers. If you are just passing the papers and you are not really imbibing what that curriculum is saying, then somewhere you will go wrong. But if you are able to do that, a remarkable career will take care of itself. Right? I am one of the 7 board members of FPSP financial practitioners. We see this all the time in the papers that you submit, CFP papers that you submit. We see all the time in people writing more about products, more about how they will solve the physical problem of the clients, of the people when there is a practical question given, and they don't write much about the foundation part, the trust, the discipline, the learning, those parts. If at this point of time, through my about 40 minutes, I've been able to say something about that and you've been able to imbibe it, let me tell you, you are absolutely on the right way. So I finished. Mr. Krishan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just a second, sir. Just a second.
So any questions?
You just finished that. Now you have to say.
So, thank you, Govila Saab. I mean, it was really a pleasure from my side, at least, to listen to things. And I think I've noted down a couple of things, especially one where you mentioned about the from the army side, the things very, very essential for any practice is basically establishing the trust and establishing the credibility and then the communication and the empathy that you mentioned. So, right, one question that I have is when you mentioned about that you at times refuse clients who are not
Yeah.
ideal, right? So if you can give us a little sense of what is the meaning of ideal, is it like that the value system doesn't match, something like that?
That is the only thing, right? If you have a client, like over a period of time, we build certain reputation, but we find that in our interaction at the starting stage itself, the client is forever, questioning you as far as your morals, ethics, etc. is concerned. That is a big red flag. The client comes, I fully agree that many clients have had bad experiences in the past. They've had bad experiences with maybe financial advisors, maybe the banks, maybe the insurance agents. That is not an issue at all. But the point is that if you realize that that client is actually uh, almost likely to be almost non-trusting for you, what will it have? What will happen in times to come? Whatever advice you give, they will not follow it. They will get it checked by 4 5 other people, 10 other people, put it on their WhatsApp group and ask whether these guys are saying the right thing or are they just trying to earn high commission out of it. Second, anytime you tell them that this is a financial plan for you and these are the products that will help you reach that goal. Okay, how much are you going to earn? So, it is the fruitless kind of discussion that will take place. Just imagine what would my financial advisors who are trying to do it trying to do their utmost with the utmost sincerity, they would dread taking such a client's call in times to come. They would dread talking to that client. And once that, barrier comes in between, the mistrust of the client will only increase. So this is the issue because of which we don't take so many clients.
Understood. Fairly understood, sir. And I have one more question, which is you mentioned about that during recruitments, one of the factors that you look at is the right attitude. So how do you assess that? Because I also keep on doing it at my end, but I would like to know your based on your this huge experience that you have of handling. So if you can share 1 or 2 points on that as well, sir.
See, the attitude, like we have 3 stage testing in our company. So it is the very first stage is when my senior managers, generally they conduct the interviews with them. Their aim is, of course, to find out whether they have the background to be a planner with us. But more important thing is they deliberately talk about controversial things. They'll deliberately talk about conflicts happening, whether in workplace, whether in with the clients, though youngsters may not have much of an idea of clients. Then they try and judge as to what is their response. A person with the right kind of attitude would look at going about it comfortably without getting aroused, mentally and physically, things like that. Because these are the kind of situations that come when you are talking to clients. You have all kinds of clients. We have only armed forces clients, and that is a deliberate thing. But as far as money management is concerned, all the clients are almost the same, because psychology remains the same and things like that. Now, when we deliberately try and provoke them, the kind of attitude they have, that shows. There are some people who will take it comfortably. There are some people who will immediately, they will get into a negative mode. Now, such kind of people, they will have a lot of problem dealing with clients. So this is one part. Of course, their written work, IQ test, etc., is another part. Then, when they finally come to me for their final interview, if they cross through the two legs, then my aim is also, I don't check them for how do you do Excel and what is the AI platform that you are using. Basically, it is to check these things. Why have you done this? Why have you not done this? Things like that. Very easy at my age, with my experience. 27 plus 16, it's pretty good amount of experience. I can easily make out whether this person has the right attitude to be a financial advisor or not. Not very difficult at all, and I'm very sure, Rishi ji, you will also be able to make out what kind of person is that.
Certainly, sir, certainly. And I think, to be very true, sir, these are golden words which are coming from you. I think everything really, really makes sense. And I've noted down pages and pages also to just to learn on, how things are done. So I'm sure there are others as well who want to ask some questions. I'll just mute now.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hi, Sanjay, sir. Very good
Hi.
afternoon.
Hi, Mukesh.
Yeah, Sanjeev sir, firstly, I'll be honest, it was a great session actually. And, the inside, learning that was much more important was actually the need of an hour. And secondly, the key takeaway which I felt was, it's more important to understand the client before you giving a suggestion of the product. So that was a key takeaway from me. There was one thing that I had a concern or maybe a query about. So there have been times when clients are a little bit rigid about their decisions and everything. Whereas in being a financial planner, we usually suggest the client which are good for them, like what is good for them. And somewhere or the other, they are one of our high revenue clients for us, or maybe the high profitable clients for us. So in that situation, how can we manage them easily as you being such a senior person in the industry?
See, number one, you have to keep in mind that ultimately it is the person's money. You are an advisor. The decision has to be made by the person. Since you are an advisor, you have to tell him means him, her, whatever, him, what are the pros and the cons. In our company, we have a very simple rule. We'll tell that person without any bias, this is good about this and this is bad about this, right? If you if the client says no, I still want to go ahead with that with what I said earlier, then we protest once. After that, we go by that person's comfort level. However, it has all to be put in writing. The financial plan that goes, the email that goes, it has to be there and it has to be endorsed in that person's dossier that this advice was given. We are not only a distribution platform, we are also RIA, registered investment advisor. So we have both the divisions in our company. So whatever are the good practices of our RIA are also incorporated in our distribution division. So it is mandatory for everybody to write it down there at a place where it cannot be missed, and it will also go in the mail, that communication that goes to the client, that this is the thing. Since you have said that you still want to go ahead with this, that's the way, right? At that point of time, if somewhere, let's say, I'll give you one example. Like I said, we are a distributor and we are a registered investment RIA also. Now, if some client says, our distribution client says that, let's say, talk about mutual funds, I want only index funds to be given to me. So we tell him very clearly, you want index funds, please come over to our RIA division. Because if we give you index funds, we will not earn anything from it. So our business is not, it's not a charity thing. We absolutely clearly convey this. There are some people who don't like it, but that's what it is. So that is where you have to build the trust of the clients. That is where you have to you should have built such a relationship that you can tell the client, no, we cannot do it because we don't earn anything in this. So these are the kind of things. Still, some people will not like it. Just too bad. There is no. I mean, a business is not viable if it doesn't make
Profits.
profits. It has to be a
Agreed.
win-win situation for both.
Correct. Just to add up on this point, so what I have faced in my career, while creating the wealth for the clients is basically, so there are certain clients who have been on a very senior role on in few of the industries, and of course, being a senior, management employee, they have to, they need to have also a luxury, a little bit of, how it works these days. So we have decided to set a particular goal for the finances and everything, which have been discussed on the first meeting and everything. And post that we have given the resolution that this is the way we are going to be going. But suddenly there are times when it comes up that now they want to buy a luxury car, of course, which is going to be impacting on their primary goal. And later half of the year, which I have faced as a backslash from the clients, that we were thinking about creating a goal, a proper financial goal, but it did not happen. But at that point in time, it's not our mistake because the car which he wanted to buy wasn't planned actually. So how can we tackle this? If you can give a few points.
See, this is something which happens every day. It is not a one-off kind of a thing. Depending on how big, how small the client is, the client will always, there is something which is urgent and there is something which is important. So the client has psyched his mind to say, to think that buying a luxury car at this time is something urgent for me. And what you are saying is something which is important for him. The clash will always be there. But your job as a consultant is to tell that person this is how it will impact. Now, if you push it too much, you know what will happen? Even with your most trustworthy client. Oh, these people have some, motive behind dissuading me. You should never ever have a client have that feeling. Then, like I said, trust is built over decades and it is demolished in moments. Fine, sir. If you have this thing, so your next thing is to send him that plan with a very, very clear, disclaimer that this goal will be affected. And in your own books or in your own, database, in your own software, wherever you are logging it, it has to be at a prominent place that this is what has happened. I'll tell you why. 3 4 years down the line, when the lure, when the novelty of having a that luxury car is gone, and the reality of not being able to meet that important goal is looming large, the client will come back to again, tell you that because of you, I'm not meeting this goal. It will always happen. You should be able to come back and say, see, this is what happened. We had told you clearly. Most of the financial advisors are not able to have those guts to say that to the client. Please remember, it is not a master servant relationship. It is a one-to-one relationship. He is a service seeker. A client is a service seeker. You are a service provider. Simple. If right from the beginning you make it a master client relationship, then, the whole balance is gone.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir. Of course, this will be helping hand to me. Uh, thank you so much.
Thank you. And whatever I've said is not ideal. It is the most practical thing to do. Otherwise, it will come back to haunt that advisor, that company in times to come.
Very true, very true. Agreed with you, sir.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, me, sir. Hi, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Neha.
Yeah. Hi. Actually, before asking a question, like I want to tell you something about myself. So I cleared my CFP last year only in November 2025, and prior to that I was a full-time mom or full-time wife. So I was taking care of my child from last 12 years. So now
Hmm.
I think he's a big enough. So I thought of starting up my career, and the first thing which I came into my mind was CFP. And by grace of God and by the help, by grace of my teachers or mentors as well, I cleared everything in one go only, which was a surprise for me as well. So, because doing something after such a long break, of course, it was difficult in first sight. Okay, sir. So as of now, I'm doing my internship with ICUFP. I'm mentoring level 4 students for in helping them in their FPA. So can you please guide me something about ki, like how I can what I can do further now? Of course, I'm doing this and I'm enjoying this a lot, being in teaching and helping other people as well. So what else I can do? How can I brush up my skills in so manner that I can face this world with so much confidence and everything?
Firstly, Neha, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Uh, Lots of ladies are not able to do this transition very smoothly. So it is great. You have cleared CFP at one go.
Yeah,
I
thanks to
I
my
forgot,
mentors.
but I don't remember which paper was it. I had flunked in one CFP paper, and then
Mhm.
of course I cleared it again. So I've not been as good as you when I was
It's
doing my
nothing like that,
CFP.
sir. Maybe, like, of course, maybe you are surviving by, like, you must be surrounded by other responsibilities. Of course, I think that's the only difference because when
No,
we are.
no, no, no. I don't need this kind of, assurance. It happens. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't. So I'm just, commending you.
Yeah,
But the
thank you.
point is, you've done CFP and you are there as a trainee. So, there are so many things you can do. But what is the line that you are thinking of so that I may attempt telling you something? What do you have in mind when you ask me this question?
Yeah, like my thing is like as of now I'm loving teaching. Okay, of course, doing something and training other people to do good for the society. I suppose they both are two different things. I would like to pursue my career in teaching, but side by side, of course, when I have done my CFP, so I would like to give advice to people as well, so that I have better knowledge and share my knowledge with others as a like लोग जैसे practice करते हैं and something like that personal practice sort of thing.
Open your academy.
Sorry.
CFP Academy, get into a competition with ICFP.
No.
No, 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 no. I am assuming that Rishi ji or Krishan and others that I see ICFP written are not here.
Yeah.
Or else, why not? ICFP is a great place to be in. Why not become a teacher there, a professor there? Are you that there already?
Yeah, so I'm there as a guest faculty.
So if you are there as a guest faculty, then great. But that is a totally different line. I actually
Yeah.
cannot think of anything more that you can do in this. You can conduct. There are a lot of influencers, etc., all across the net, which are
Mhm.
giving all sorts of junk advice. Why
Yeah.
don't you try and become something like that with
Yeah, in fact,
with
that thing also came into my instead of giving that junk advice to be something good quality advice and make some quality content. But I'm not getting from where to start so that before making some content, I should be fully thorough in that thing. So from where I should start brushing up my skills, like you are telling ki you read at least 1 or 2 hours daily. So what exactly you are reading?
okay.
मतलब what are you following?
Okay,
What kind of content you are going through?
I'll tell you what is the kind of content I go through.
Mm-hmm.
I try and finish about 15 to 20 pages of one good book
Okay.
every day. Doesn't happen. This is ideal. Sometimes I'm not able to even touch a book.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm able to do more. So there are very good authors. You can there are global icons like Howard Marks,
Mm-hmm.
right? To whom you can subscribe. There are many, many, many more people who are there. Then there are the periodicals like, you can take online subscription of Economic Times and Mint. And if you take Mint, then Barron's, etc., you get automatic subscription. Now the point is, they will be able to tell you exactly what is trending today.
Okay.
So whatever is the main article there or main articles there, these are the things that are coming about, and a journalist writes on what people will read. There's no point journalist writing something which nobody is going to read. That is not his career. So you will come to know what exactly people want to know.
Okay.
That will be a great point to start. Like, this is the time is 12:30. We've
Yes.
just sent out an emailer at 11:15 today on international investing to our 14,000 subscribers of our newsletter.
Okay.
Now, international investing, where does this topic come from? We've got, we got 11 relationship managers who are talking to our clients all the time.
Okay.
So on every Wednesday morning, we take a feedback from them. What did the clients talk about this time for the past 1 week?
Okay.
So many topics, definitely they don't talk about one topic, but international investing is what everybody said they are asking. Because somehow, lots of articles are there on it, influencers are talking, people like Neil Borate are talking about it. And so we wrote an article on this. I know that day after when we go back to the office, we will have lots of queries on that. Right? So this is how you find out what is trending today. And trending is not in the sense of, net trending, internet trending, but what is the topic on which people are not getting a credible advice.
Good. Okay.
So you can start for 1 year, you will find nothing happening. It is like Chinese bamboo, it's a very famous example. So after some time, suddenly you will find that you become somebody who's being well read by people.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you suggest some good book for us, the same like for as a beginner?
Morgenhausen, read
Okay.
anything.
Thank you.
Start with Psychology of Money of Morgenhausen.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Every page you will find something to ponder on. Every page, and I guarantee that.
Yeah, sure. I'll definitely start with that from today only.
Psychology of Money is like a Bible of client behavior.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great learning, Govila Saab, and and what it says because you've read a lot, you're able to answer on every kind of aspect that we are asking you, soft skills, business, serious business with clients, and then of course Neha's questions on how do you restart your career after a break. So I think it's been tremendous, sir. I think we've learned a lot today, and all of us as juniors to you, your students actually, I would call, have learned from someone who has spent so much time with clients, with understanding, and as you said, daily there are changes, transitions are happening, client expectations are changing, markets are moving, and how do you really sail through all of it with your mission and with the good number of the financial advisors you have. With some of them, of course, many of them are CFPs. So it's really, really great. And I would like to thank you, from all of us in terms of the great learnings we've had. And uh, and I think, friends, now, I'll go to the next thing in our presentation, which is basically I'll present you a brief overview of the CFP certification.
So
And
I'll
last
also
words
close
from Govila.
now.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll also
Few words
close
from
now. It
Govila,
was a
sir.
pleasure. Yeah. So can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Huh. Yeah, power had gone off here. So I'm very thankful to you for inviting me and for having this view that I could add value to some people. Grateful, always better, always good to come back to your alma mater and be able to contribute anything to the learning of the people who are just trying to get into this journey. So Rishi ji, Krishan ji, very grateful to you and to all of you who attended the presentation. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much,
Thank
Sanjeev.
you
Thank you
so much,
for
sir.
joining. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
So, friends, I'll just share my presentation now, and I think we can quickly go through the CFP certification. See, friends, one thing is very, very clear. Let me just 1 second. Yes. One thing is very, very clear, friends, here, which is that, how do you really make big in this? I mean, he was mentioning that there is no limit on what you can do and what you can't do, right? But the thing is that, you need to have that credibility. You need to have a very strong base on which you're going to build your career in financial planning, wealth advisory, and of course the BFSI space is ever evolving and increasing in size. One of the sectors which is, I would say, still growing, and it is going to grow for many, many decades over. So we need to have that very strong, internationally acclaimed base, which is known as the Certified Financial Planner certification, and on which we can, of course, build as we meet clients, interact with clients, gain experiences, read more, continue our learning, right? So that's the journey. It's always going to be like that. So, firstly, about CFP, friends, this is the gold standard when it comes to personal finance. There is no better certification in the world than CFP when it comes to anyone who wants to be an expert financial advisor, wealth advisor, wants to get into financial planning. Friends, CFP is an international certification. It is valid in 28 plus countries. Okay. And I think there is some background noise if, yes. And 1 second. Yes, Mukesh, I'm just muting you. Thank you. So, yeah, so then as I was saying, it's valid in 28 plus countries, and it has 4 internationally acclaimed certifications. Now, why am I saying that so? I'm saying it because the recognition doesn't start only when you complete with your CFP. The recognition starts as you are, going over the journey. Level 1, after level 1, 2, 3, and CFP final, of course. And this is a very important certification, friends. People who are, people, let's say, who's somebody who's pursuing his graduation right now. He thinks that what will be my career looking like after I complete my basic graduation. You should add CFP to your to your credentials. It's going to have it will give a tremendous message to the industry that yes, this is a person who knows what he wants to do. He has a plan in mind. And likewise for others, people who are professionals in the industry, or people who are at a good level, but they want to really crack the code. They want to really move to the next level. They want to become leaders. Just to let you know, friends, ICUFP is part of Bajaj Capital. We are the learning vertical of Bajaj Capital. Okay. So, one of the rules that I've seen in Bajaj Capital is that if you are a leader, if you want to be a leader of a vertical in Bajaj Capital, you have the skills, you have the experience, but the feedback you get is that okay, fine, you've done great, do the CFP certification and you're ready to become the leader. There's a mandate in the organization. Why have they done so? Because it brings in tremendous amount of ethics in the business. So I was mentioning again that clients ke saath we have to build trust. It's a long-term relationship. It is discipline. So CFP helps you over your journey to, really transform yourself from start to what do you become after you finish your certification. Right. So if you want to really, you are a professional, you want to really crack the next level, you should be doing the CFP certification. Now, what is the requirement, eligibility of this program? Friends, anybody who has just completed his 10 plus 2, let's say he is in first year of graduation, he can start his CFP certification. Has to be 18 years plus, right? So what really basically means they've not really kept any kind of, you have to be a master's, you have to be a graduate, anyone can join in. It's the journey. The certification itself is going to bring transformation in you. Right. So they've been very flexible on this, that capability can come from anywhere. Why to restrict to, let's say, someone who's got so many years of experience to only do CFP. Now, in terms of what is the learning you will have in this journey, friends, there are two pathways basically for CFP, friends. One is a regular pathway and one is a fast track. I am right now explaining you the regular pathway, friends. In regular pathway, there are 4 levels. In level 1, friends, we typically study the personal financial management, where you will learn about, how do you really find clients' financial net worth, whether the client really has money or not. If he doesn't have, how do you really help him make that? How do you design goals? Okay. And then you have the next module is investment planning and asset management. Here we learn about different asset classes, equity, fixed income, gold, real estate. How can you add them in portfolios? What are the strengths, weaknesses? What is the risk in a portfolio design? Right? How do you really manage risk in a portfolio? Right? So then gives you enormous amount of knowledge to really understand investments and guide the client appropriately. Then, friends, regulatory environment, definitely. The BFSI industry is a well-regulated industry. There are compliances that have to be, followed and fulfilled when you are working in an organization. The third module really helps you understand the compliances, the regulations of the industry, so on and so forth. Coming to level 2, we have retirement and tax planning. Now, friends, retirement planning, the biggest goal for any person. Govila Saab was mentioning about that increase in life expectancy is happening in India, right? People are right now afraid. If you ask me, I was reading a recent article which said people are afraid they might outlive their retirement corpuses. So that's a big challenge. And as Indians, as advisors, one of the biggest things, one of the biggest initiatives we have to take is guide the clients on retirement, which is coming, and we think this is something that I should not be worried about. I should be not worried, actually, I should be careful about and plan it accordingly. Then, friends, it is tax planning, where we talk about all the 5 heads of income. How do you really strategize, every investment, every plan using the tax angle, keeping it in mind, because taxation can play a spoil sport. Coming to level 3, friends, it is risk and estate planning. In risk planning, friends, we really, really understand what is insurance, what is the product all about, what is the design of it, what are the various risks, how does insurance help us, how do you really compute the adequate coverage for a client, right? And then does he really have that kind of coverage? What all procedures, what all aspects you have to keep in mind to ensure that he is well insured. Friends, it's one thing to be wealthy, but you have to help the client be wealthy as well as protect his downside. Otherwise, wealth can just move out like that. You have one casualty in the family, you have one issue in the family, it just goes like that. Then, friends, the entire wealth anybody, generates, that has to go peacefully to the next generation. There has to be a plan for that as well. And this all is covered in estate planning, where we discuss about types of wills, private trusts, how do you really do gifting, so on and so forth. The final level, friends, has 2 aspects to it. One is that we have to submit a complete end-to-end holistic financial plan to the board for approval. And second is that there is a 3 hours final exam that has to be given. Okay. Why should you choose International College of Financial Planning? Friends, CFP certification was brought in India by International College of Financial Planning. Our faculties are top of the class faculties that we have here. It's very, very clear that we will have faculties with years of experience in the industry, with many certifications at their helm, so that they're able to guide you and give you the right knowledge and experience sharing at your end, so that you learn years of experience in that 1 year of journey if you're on the regular pathway. Friends, I'm very, very confident and very happy to say that we have one of the highest passing percentages in the industry today. This month, again, in the month of May, our results are just about to come. We're supposed to receive the final file from the board. I think we've again beaten the entire industry. right? So I think an average passing percentage in May is above 85% as of right now. I'll have to just check it. So, and the average of the board is around 55 to 60%. So we have a process in place. We have a complete end-to-end system in place with us here, right? And I'm very, very happy to share this thing with you. Just to extend my point on faculties that we have. So we are all our faculties are very experienced in the industry with very high-end credentials. Just to let you know, friends, uh, our Dean of ICFP, Miss Madhusena, won the Educator of the Year Award 2023-24. She's one of the best and the oldest educator of the CFP certification in India. Friends, ICFP also won the Torchbearer Award, Education Provider of the Year 24-25 Torchbearer Award from FPSP. Right? So this was again a back-to-back achievement if you see from at ICFP. Now, one of the most comprehensive study materials has been prepared by ICFP. We have been doing it right from the start. Okay, and just to let you know, these material is not outsourced to anyone. The faculties that we have, they themselves prepare this. They will add concepts and things which are new, how it has to be, how it is the best way of putting it across to the students, which will be for their utility. Just to let you know, we have adequate, extensive concept books, workbooks. You will get access to our learning management system where you can access the recordings if you have not been able to attend a session, right? Online mock tests are there, which we conduct before examinations. We have refresher sessions happening before them. Personalized mentors are available who are going to chase you to keep you on the track, right? Case studies, assignments. There's a lot of things that come when you join ICFP, which is going to help you to easily, smoothly clear your CFP certification. Now, within the regular pathway, friends, as I was mentioning, it typically takes around 10 to 12 months to complete, and we have two ways in which anyone can join. One is the virtual live classes, friends, where faculty like me are going to be live, maybe on a Zoom or a Zoho platform, and where you can sit across with us, learn concepts, question, and also listen to all the other batchmates from their experiences. So it's a very collective, holistic development and learning that happens. Now, these sessions, friends, happen during the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, Saturday evening and Sunday morning. Friends, recently we're also planning to start a weekday batch. So if anybody who's interested to join a weekday batch can also let us know. The other part is when we find at times candidates are unable to really commit a time for the to be available during the sessions. So then the other side of it is basically you can get access to or you can enroll yourself in the e-learning pathway. Now, in e-learning, what really happens is the same faculties have, you're provided with a learning management system and you have access to recordings by the same faculties, but these recordings are in a studio mode. Okay, so then it is basically learning at your own pace, at your own convenience. I sometimes find people join e-learning because they want to finish CFP within 6 months. So that is again a way where people who are senior professionals with very demanding schedules or you cannot really commit, you can certainly join the e-learning pathway. Now, coming to the board fee, right? So coming to the board fee of FPSP for the regular pathway, friends, where you can either be in the virtual or the e-learning. The total fees is, friends, is 1,18,000 rupees. Okay, so this starts with an FPSP registration of 18,000 rupees. That's step one, and which is the registration is valid for 1 year. Then, friends, FPSP also requires that we, as a candidate, purchase their ebooks we don't have to pay completely 24,000 at one go. It is basically level by level. So let's say when you're joining first level May, you will have to start with the registration of FPSP. Then 5,025 rupees has to be paid for level one fees, and these are basically these are discounted fees that I'm telling you. Telling you the net after discounts from the FPSP board, their fees. Then, friends, exam fee will be there because as you are prepared, you will go for exams. In regular pathway, there are four examinations. So for each level, the examination fee is 8,000 rupees. Now, as I was mentioning, friends, in the that there are two requirements in this CFP final level, level 4, as we call it. One is a financial plan has to be submitted, so we have to pay 12,000 rupees for that. And then, friends, we also have the examination. The fee for that is 13,000 rupees for CFP final examination. Friends, the FPSP board with effective 1st of June 26 has also introduced a psychology course. Okay, so this again we have to mandatorily do the psychology course because the board feels that it is time that as CFP, certified financial planners, advisors, we should learn about how do how to handle the client's relationship and psychology better so that we're able to give better answers. We know what is to be said at what time, right? So that really helps, and this is a new learning, and it's very, very interesting. I've just read the book actually. Uh, and then, friends, we have final membership, which is 11,000 rupees, which is annually you have to pay. And then, of course, in the journey, you have to pay a specialist certification fee where you get 3 certificates of level 1, 2, 3 for 11,000. So, total, friends, this comes to 1,18,075. Now, friends, as I was mentioning to you, that one is a regular pathway. The second one is the fast track pathway. What is fast track? Fast track means the board understands and is valuing the point that you are someone who has the requisite education and the requisite experience. Now, what is education here? Anyone who is a master's, right? Anyone, let's say, who's an MBA or a PGDF P, which is to be UGC approved curriculum, and then somebody who's, let's say, a finance professional like a CA, CFA, CPA, someone who is a CA inter with, of course, with 3 years of articleship is also accepted. So people who are from the industry and they come with 3 years of BFSI experience. If you have both of them, you can directly land into level 4, right? So you can skip level 1, 2, 3 because the board understands your credibility in the system. So then what happens is you straight away have to just go for level 4, which is submitting the financial plan and appearing for the final examination. Now, don't worry on the point that how will you really learn, straight away landing into level 4. We at ICFP have a different pathway, which is known as fast track pathway. Here we conduct around 50 to 55 hours of refresher training on all the 6 modules. So because when the base is built, only then, you can, plus we also provide you a book, a prep book, which has access to all the 6, 7 modules as is required. Then what you have to also look at is that we also provide, as we were mentioning, mentorship is one of our USPs. So we'll provide a mentor to you for your level 4, which is almost a 1.5 months of drill, whereby you will be, sitting, you will be part of a batch, which is all are appearing for the CFP final. You will attend refresher sessions, you will attend technical sessions, you will be solving case studies, and then you are finally, in 1.5 months, you're prepared for appearing for the examination. Right, just to let you know, our April CFP final result, the passing percentage was 92%. So yes, we own the system. We know how to train you. All you have to do is join us and just, go for this journey and become a CFP. Now, what is the FPSP board fees for CFP fast track? Friends, the total fees is 84,000 rupees, right, for the CFP fast track, whereby you start with a document verification of 5,000 rupees. Then you have a fee, you have to register yourself an ebook. So there's a combined fee of 38,000 rupees within the fast track pathway. Again, the psychology course has to be done, which is a mandate now with effective from 1st June. And as I mentioned earlier in the regular pathway, the CFP final level requirements of a financial plan submission, fee of 12,000 and an exam fee of 13,000 has to be paid. So in total, the cost comes to 84,000, which is basically the financial planning standard board's fee. Now, friends, I want to now move to what is the fees ICOFP is going to charge, because we are going to be your education provider. Friends, for the virtual live classes, right, in the regular pathway, our fees, combined fees of 4 levels is 60,000 rupees. For the e-learning pathway, which is self-paced, right, as I was mentioning, you get access to the LMS and you can study as per your requirement. The fees for the combined level 1 to level 4 is 45,000 rupees. Friends, for the fast track pathway, again, where I mentioned, if you have the requisite education experience, you can straight away land into CFP final. The fees is again 45,000 rupees. So what you can do today is you can reserve your seat for the batches. We have got 2 batches upcoming in the month of June. One is a regular pathway batch and one is a fast track pathway batch. Okay, so you can join us by paying 10,000 initially, and then you can even get your rest of the fees financed, okay, through an NBFC partner in easy installments. Okay, so now coming to the main thing, what is the offer for the day? Friends, today we are getting a good offer. Given Govila Saab was here, and I think we've already learned a lot from him. The offer, friends, for today, exclusively only for today, right? And today is not 12 o'clock at night, it is working hours of 6 to 7 p.m. in the evening. That's it. 15% flat fee discount on all the pathways. So, which is virtual e-learning in the regular pathway and fast track pathway, right? So, you can save as much as 9,000 rupees, right, on the CFP fees of ICOFP. Okay. Along with that, given today is the webinar, we bring you 15 hours of recordings of NISM 5A, which will be provided to you on your LMS. That will be directly uploaded. And you will also get 7 hours of premium equity investing recordings, again uploaded on an LMS. These two things, right, which is worth 10,000, is again a very good takeaway, great takeaway. So in a nutshell, you can save as much as 19,000. 19,000, yes, today. Okay. And all you have to do is start at just rupees 10,000, right? So flat 15% discount is coming today. So what you have to do now, friends, you have to take the next step. What you can do is you can call up this number 97114 3779. My team of expert CFP counselors is here, which will leaded by Christian, and he can, take the process further. Now, if you have any questions for me, I'm here to answer them. Uh, Christian is also here, so we can take your questions and any queries you have. And then, of course, you can, of course, call up Christian and Christian's team, and then they can answer the rest of the queries, right? You can speak to me. I'm available today all day. So, there any queries where you want to bring it to me, I can certainly take up. So, feel free to ask your questions right now, friends, please.
So there's one question in the chat box that CFP versus CWM, which one is better in the industry? Both have credibility in the industry. So what you suggest, CFP or CWM, sir?
Right. So it's a very great question. So thank you for asking this question first. Uh, Firstly, I will start with the credibility of the programs. The CFP certification is held, or it's from the Financial Planning Standard Board US, right? So what you have to understand is that the CFP board US and the FPSP board, Financial Planning Standard Board US, is basically, so CFP board US handles CFPs within the geography of the United States, and all the international CFPs are or maybe certifications are provided by this body which is known as the Financial Planning Standards Board. Okay. Now what you have to understand is that these two boards were established by the Senate, the US Senate. So it's not an association of advisors started this profession, right? There was a need felt for very long that we have very good accountants in the US and globally, but we don't have really good financial advisors, and that's why this certification came in. So one is on the credibility side, and secondly, if you do an apples to apples comparison of the curriculum, the CFP certification, friends, is more broader in its perspective because you can become a specialist. Let's say you are only a retirement planner, or let's say you want to set up something like, I want to only do taxation part of it, or I want to, let's say, discuss about succession planning is my forte, right? So you can make specializations, business specializations out of it. But when it comes to CWM, which is Chartered Wealth Manager, what really happens there is that your focus is only on the wealth management side. And to be very true, while a CFP, because his horizon is bigger, he is a financial planner, but he can, of course, move to the wealth side. But if your horizon, your domain is only wealth, then if I am a client who's not a wealthy client, let's say I'm someone who has a net worth of, let's say, 1 crore rupees. So the definition of with person with net worth of 1 crore is not a wealthy person in India today. So then I will feel that I should not come to you because you are a CWM, you will handle wealth, right? I should go to somebody who is handling every kind of a client. So there is one thing that I feel that, when I was also pursuing my CFP, I had this question in my mind. I didn't wanted to make it very specialized, that only handling wealth side. And, the wealth side story is little different. Financial advisory may you help clients to build wealth over time. They might not have it today, but they can be disciplined and they can build it piece by piece. But when it comes to wealth me yoga, that there is an assumption that the person is rich. He wants his wealth to be managed and let's say, to make it bigger, right? So the nuances of the thing, at times I find that CFP is able to address. It's more broader. It's more flexible in that approach. So this is my answer, Krishan, to this question.
Thank you so much, sir. One more question. How much time it will take to complete fast track? Roughly 5 to 6 months, less than that, a
Yes,
student can
yes.
clear.
What I would suggest is roughly around 6 months is what I would call it as max. Typically, what happens is the 50 to 55 hours of refreshers, because they happen on the weekends. Okay. So that takes around 3.5 months or so. And then, as I mentioned, that after that, you come into the CFP final training because you have the base built. So when you come to that, the entire process of CFP final readiness, that takes around 1.5 months. Okay. Because we have to train you on the 6 steps of financial planning process detailed, and a lot of other things in terms of the financial DNA and what is the RIA regulation. So we have to do all of that. That is basically one side. And the second side is where you learn to answer questions, or you learn to, prepare financial plans. So all that takes around 1.5 months or so for you to be ready for your examination. So roughly, I would say 5 months to 6 months.
One more question, sir. Is it mandatory to become a SEBI RIA once the candidate cleared a CFP examination?
Not really. It's not mandatory to be a SEBI RIA. What you can do is SEBI RIA, by the way, Christian, will be for someone who wants to be an entrepreneur, right? We're not, let's say, somebody who's done his CFP, right? And let's say, for example, he's pursuing his graduation and he's completed his graduation and he's completed his CFP. He's the best candidate. Trust me. If I get such a candidate, I'll hire him in Bajaj Capital. I want such trusted people who know the technical side of skills, the soft side of skills, and they understand that client relationships and client relationships and providing the right advice to clients is more important than the immediate business. So they are the ideal candidates for me. Second thing is people, as I said, who are in their profession. CFP adds credibility. Okay, there are many banks that I know who, if you complete your CFP, you're even, they pay you your curriculum, they pay you the curriculum fee that you've paid to FPSP. That again is also there. Now, the other side of the story is when you don't want to actually do any further, you don't want to work anywhere, you want to start your own practice. Okay, there I would suggest that there are two again ways. One is you can become a mutual fund distributor and you can start your practice based on that with financial advisory kind of, and it's not a direct thing you're doing, but you're providing an incidental advice. The other part of the story is where you can become an RIE and you charge fees to the client. So it depends upon any candidate's requirement. If there is a candidate who has this query, I'll be very happy to help him based on how we've advised people before also.
Thank you so much, Rishi sir, for your valuable, reply on that query. Any other query you want to ask, you can connect directly with Rishi sir. Just unmute yourself and just ask.
प्रिंट दिया था समझ गया सारा चीज जो मैंने
Yes, Vaibhav, you want to ask any queries from Rishi sir?
हाँ सर हाँ सर अभी आया
चलिए,
सर मैं
वैभव जी आप कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं ऋषि सर से?
आई थिंक सर वो कॉल पे हैं
ओके,
हाँ आज आज मीटिंग है शाम को आएगा वो मनोज
जी
जी
कैन
है
यू प्लीज म्यूट वैभव?
हो
Rishi
रहा है
sir,
सर रहेगा
there is no, questions or
Shashi,
answer from your
Shashi,
end.
okay.
Rishi sir, there is no question unanswered from your end. Sir, I've checked the chat box as well, and I should think we should wind up now session.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Christian and team, and thank you
One
everybody
last
to
question,
joining.
sir. Sorry, actually.
Yes, Neha. Yes,
Yeah.
Neha.
Can you please throw some light on this MFD course? Like, uh,
So this is basic. Which one are you talking about?
yeah,
This
this
one.
one.
This
No,
one.
no, the next one, like, yeah, mutual fund distribution, 15 hours plus course. Like, and,
No,
yeah.
this is basically an ISIN 5A, right? Whereby what you get access to is 15 hours of recordings that we have,
Mhm.
whereby there is a faculty who's training you on the very, very deeply onto mutual funds. So
Okay.
one of the takeaway of that is, of course, it helps you to complete your NISM 5A, but the curriculum of 15 hours is much, much more than that. This has been done by a very seasoned faculty, Prakash sir, who is a smart trainer of NISM and with tremendous years of experience in the mutual fund industry, right? So that is what is provided. So that's a great offer. If anybody takes it today, he gets access to Prakash sir's mutual fund expert knowledge.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rishi sir. Thanks everyone for your valuable time and joining the session once again.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
sir.
Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Good day.